Hello, internet world. Lisa, Monday, our positive and productive. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. It's the quintessential summer. A lot of heat, a lot of humidity, and a lot of rain, but a lot of sunshine and fun also. Has nothing to do with being positive and productive, but I did get a chance to play in the rain the other day. It was magnificent. Sometimes feeling like a kid again is all you need to reset. Or at least that's true for me. But I digress, per the usual. Today's positive and productive tip is one I absolutely hate. Maybe that's a really strong word. It makes me bristle, but it's really important. And actually, the fact that it makes me bristle means I need it in my life even more. So I'm going to tell you something that probably isn't new. You've heard it before, but I'm just going to encourage you to take this into account. So today's positive and productive tip is about filling your cup. And more specifically, I can't remember where I heard. Actually, I do. I think I heard it on a Sam Harris podcast. I don't remember the gentleman he was speaking with, but it was, if you don't have 5 minutes to meditate, you better take 10. Or something along those lines. It reminded me of like my mom telling me, you better do this. So the tip for today is, if you don't have 5 minutes to take care of yourself because you're so busy, then you need to take 10 minutes to take care of yourself. And I do not use the word need lightly. Monday sets the tone for your week. In my experience, in my professional life, I would wake up Mondays feeling this anxiety of all of the things that I needed to do. So the weekend was a time of pause, and that was glorious. Relaxation, my brain is free, my to-do list gets to sit quietly in a corner, and I don't have to see it till Monday. But then Monday would come, and I would be overwhelmed with guilt and anxiety and really overwhelmed in general of all the things I had to do. So what I've learned the hard way, which I need way more than 15 minutes to tell you the hard way and what that is that although it seems counterintuitive to stop the flow of work to get yourself centered or grounded, depending on what you prefer as a human, that clarity of mind and emotional freedom will set your tone for the entire day. So for example, I start my Mondays off with this class or whatever you'd call it. That helps center me because it gives me a focus. No matter what's going on in my life, 9:45, I turn on the computer and I do this, and I see my humans. Like Melissa and Lynn shouting out, hello. Good to see you, ladies. This is how I center myself for the morning. I also, on days when I'm not doing this, begin my day with some type of walk and meditation. I prefer to do it before I even look at my email, open social media, or look at my text message. Those things are really difficult. It is extremely hard for me to wake up and not start looking at my schedule, to wake up and not check my email to see if there's anything I need to respond to. Like, I have to force myself not to work. And I have to force myself not to consume. But that is of utmost importance. So I know all of you have heard this before. Don't look at your phone first thing when you wake up. That's part of today's tip. And I also am going to say, don't look at your email or your phone, maybe your messages if you feel the need to, but don't look at anything that could lead to a task until you've got yourself centered for the day. Now, we've all heard that. Here's a specific tip for how to do it. Take 5 minutes to center. What could that look like? For me, it's meditation. For me, it's sometimes a walk. It could be sit silently for 5 minutes. I can't do that. More power to you if you can. Tell me about it, because I think that's fascinating. It could be journaling. It could be drawing a picture. It could be 10 deep breaths. So really, my tip is to make yourself able to wait before you consume or get your mind racing, to have a specific thing that you do every morning for 5 minutes. And on the mornings you feel the most anxious, you need to extend that to 10 minutes. Another way you've probably heard people talk about it, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you need to spend that time filling your cup in the morning before your day begins. It's going to feel wrong. And I can't tell you for how long it's going to feel wrong because that depends on the agreements you have with yourself. But for me, it's literally taken a global pandemic for me to accept that I have to take care of myself before I can embrace my day. Please don't be as stubborn and hard-headed as I am. But if you are, don't worry, the world gave you a pandemic to work on it. But yeah, that's my tip. I guess I'll wait and see if anyone has questions while I type it up in the chat. Or if you have anything to share, maybe something that centers or grounds you in the beginning of the day. Any questions, comments, shares? Great question. And I appreciate the pun. Coffee grounds count for grounding. I mean, they can. So I say grounding or centering. I heard this fantastic description the other day that was saying, a lot of us use the term, you need to ground yourself. You need to ground yourself. But for some humans, grounding yourself means like bringing your energy down, like becoming firmly planted in the present. But there are other people who don't necessarily ground, they center. So it comes into, it's like anchoring within the core of who you are. And that looks really different for everybody. I love this other suggestion from Katie, spending time with your cats. Yeah, you know what? I didn't think about that. I pet my puppies first thing every morning, and it's just like a breath of, so yeah, I'm going to add that to the list. Great suggestion. I also love about that suggestion, when you're getting them food and water, that's something we hear a lot too, is when you're feeling stressed, get outside of yourself. So really serving or taking care of another, and it doesn't have to be a human. Actually, the other day I was doing a metta meditation, like loving kindness. And one of the things it said, which was new for me, was to develop that feeling of loving kindness before you can send it out to the world or to another human. You really have to feel it in yourself. And a lot of metas start with the vision of someone you trust and care about and who's always been there for you. The gentleman doing this guided meditation said, sometimes it's easy to just think of a soft, fluffy kitten or an adorable puppy because it's very hard not to feel love and joy when you think of those things. So our pets are so much of our lives and our mental wellness. Thanks for reminding me of that, Katie. All right. Well, I guess that's it for positive and productive. I hope you not only have a great Monday, but find moments of joy throughout your entire week, regardless of the weather, regardless of the things you have to do, regardless of the stress. And remember, if you're feeling like you need more connection, our outreach center is closed this week, but that's only because we have outdoor programming, workouts, 6 days a week. We're still going to have our yoga online. I'll still do my classes online, but there's also the core center that is open now for you to visit. So that's something you could totally check out. Or you can just, do stuff around your house. We've got all of our videos on YouTube. Another thing before we get going, because I think this is worth mentioning too, Melissa says she talks to her fish and gardening helps her. I heard one of my friends told me this great life hack. If you name your plants after yourself, then when you're telling your plants affirmations, you're also giving yourself affirmations. So I named my whole entire garden Lisa. And when I water it, I'm like, oh, Lisa, look at you growing. It's so beautiful, all this hard work you're putting in. So yeah, Melissa, thanks for that. That's a great tip too. All right. Well, that's it. I love you all and appreciate you for being here. I am super stoked and thankful for all of the comments. Skylar, grounding yourself with watering your plants and cleaning, absolutely. And side note, that's an important thing. For some people, cleaning feels like a chore and a task that creates anxiety. And for other people, it's a moment of release. So when I gave that list of things you can do, it's really not about the task itself, it's about the feeling you get. So the things that cause you stress, put those on pause and then do the things that center you and ground you and really create some peace. Speaking of peace, I am going to peace out for real so I can finish my morning routine. But I do want to put the link to Rockcovery's YouTube in there before I do. So on this YouTube channel, you'll find all of the workout videos we've done since the pandemic started, so late March. You'll find lots of book talks. You'll find recovery lives where we interview people or talk about recovery topics. You'll see Yana's nightly reflections, all the positive and productives, the writing classes, etc., all the things. But yeah. All right. Love you, humans. I will see you next week.